Theo's Summer Adventures!
Yeah.
Hello!
Hello!
Welcome to Adulting Midwest Style. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Alicia.
And
happy Final Call Friday.
Final Call Friday.
Of August.
Yes.
Go for it.
I was just going to say that we're going to be talking about Theo's Summer Adventures today.
Yes.
And everything that he's done and everything that we tried to do.
Yes. As pictured in our thumbnail, those are mostly like cute Theo pictures, but yeah, we thought we'd talk about the fun things Theo got to do this summer, what he liked, what he didn't really like that we expected him to like. But anyway, let's get into it. I have two women tonight.
And I have the Oberon Ale.
It's sunny, just like what we're talking about, kind of. We should have used our St. Louis bottle opener.
Yeah.
Oh, well. All right.
Oh.
So we're kind of going in chronological order of the summer. Keeping in mind that we did talk about a few of these things already, so we probably won't spend as much. I can't get this. We won't spend as much time on it.
So I guess I gotta get it.
Yes, please. Ooh, pop. And
That means I get to throw it.
No. Woo! All right, cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Happy Friday. And happy almost September. Where did August go? Weird. Anyway, so first thing we wanted to quickly just touch on, because it's a monumental or memorable occasion. Theo got his first haircut.
Yes.
At the beginning of summer. He was getting a little ratty.
He was. And
so we took him to this cute kids haircut place just for the first one. I might keep taking him there for the first couple. We'll see. And he got to sit, and I think he sat in a train chair.
Train or an airplane or something like that.
Yeah, he sat in a train. And he did okay when she was buzzing his head and doing the bottom half, and then she scissor cutted the top. And when she got by his ears, though, is when he really lost his cool.
That's kind of fair. I mean, to be honest, that's when you really start to hear it, and it kind of
Yeah, he didn't seem to like that too much. It was the last thing she did, though, so it was just come on, buddy, we got to make it through this. And he looked really cute. It was that she did it. She was fantastic. She did an awesome job.
Yeah, they only work with children younger than, call it 3.
Yeah, so, I mean, I saw an older kid there, but when Theo's older, we'll just take him to Great Clips or something.
Yeah, but if you took them to Great Clips, it would just be it's not the same experience. They do this all the time.
Yeah. So she did amazing. His haircut turned out cute, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because he did get his first haircut, and he looked really cute. We did the first haircut package, first time parents do, I guess.
Yeah, we got a swatch of his hair.
We got a hair, and they wanted to take a picture of him, but he was fuck you guys, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I don't
So his picture was me holding him
with a nook
in his mouth. But it's fine. So yeah, I wanted to throw that out there. And then he did go to his first wedding soon after that. It was my brother's wedding.
That was tough.
Yeah.
The wedding was tough. I think we have touched on it before.
We did.
It was tough because, 1, it was hot. Very hot. 2, you were in the wedding party, so it was basically just me running after him practically the whole night.
Yeah.
I knew this going in, and I was hoping that we could find somewhere or do something away from everybody that would just occupy him for...
And it did. You did. I mean,
hour.
Just going outside, which was hot, so it wasn't ideal, but he loved just running around the golf course.
Yeah, it was a golf course. You still had to respect.
Could you imagine if it wasn't
if it was just
at a church or a reception hall or something?
No, that would have been tough. But it was outside of the norm. His normal time he would eat dinner would be around 5.
Yeah, between 5 and 6 now.
People weren't even like getting there at 5. Like,
yeah, no.
food was
His whole
served
routine
at
was
6:30. You know, we tried to make it last as long as we could, and by what time did I leave?
I think you bowed out about 8 o'clock.
I think I bowed out at about
7:30, 8.
No, because by the time I put him down, it was 9.
Okay.
So it was probably 8 o'clock with a half-hour drive home ish, and then a half-hour like putting him down.
Okay.
So, but still, he normally goes to sleep at 7.
Yeah. Yeah, his whole schedule's kind of changing now slightly because he has been sleeping in now, which is awesome for us. Like on the weekends, he usually doesn't need to be picked up until about 7:30, but it's because he naps now between like 12:30 and 1.
As opposed to
And
like
then-
11:45.
Yeah, and then he goes down between like 7:30 and 8 now. It's kind of like shifted about a half hour.
Getting older.
Yep. But I wouldn't put him down any later than 7:45.
But this whole experience was like weird to him. Like, why is everyone like saying hi to me? Like, why?
He liked the music when it was playing because there was music like at the beginning to introduce like the wedding party, and that was about it. He did okay with the food.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Like,
but yeah. So I think we definitely did talk about this. I think it was at the last Final Call Friday, actually, because we talked about a few things that he's done. He went to his first county fair.
Yep.
Which, again, I think we mentioned it in the last Final Call Friday. That was interesting.
Yes.
Because we went in thinking that he was going to love it.
Yes.
Love seeing the farm animals, the pigs, the sheep, the cows. And then it turns out he really did not enjoy them unless they were faced away and kind of at the other side of their...
To be fair, cows are large.
Yeah.
They are very big animals, and you don't really understand that until you're standing right next to one.
Yeah.
And when you have a cow looking straight into your eyes, like,
right into your soul,
like 2 feet away, yeah, I could see why that would be a little bit off-putting.
Well, yeah, it was mostly like the pigs he was okay with. Those were the first ones that he saw. But then at the end, we went by the piglets, and they were just being assholes to each other and fighting over their slop or their food, whatever. And he was not having that. He was
What's
like,
going on?
what the hell? They're fighting. They're climbing all over each other.
The sheep were nice.
Yeah, he liked the sheep as long as, again, they weren't facing him. Like, he pet one of the sheep, but their butt was to the side where he was, and then it was facing out the other way. So,
But all in all, just like he did well eating at the county fair.
yeah, he liked pizza. Is kind of our go-to when we go out with him. We figured out, this is completely off track, but we've been slowly figuring out the places that are safe for him to eat because of his allergy. Like, we figured out Culver's is okay, hit their chicken nuggets, and then Dairy Queen.
Just as like a quick, like, we need something.
Yeah. And then usually if we're not sure, if somewhere has pizza, we usually go for that because one, it's his favorite food. And 2, what pizza is going to have like peanut oil in it or whatever.
Peanuts on it.
Yeah. So that was a complete off track side note. But yeah, so he ate great there. He had a slice of pizza at the county fair and pigged out on this cup of watermelon that we got at the like little cafeteria area.
He got to see some racing ducks and pigs.
That was hilarious, actually. But yeah, he enjoyed it. I'd give it like a 6, 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
The weird, funny thing that we saw at the end, though, that Theo kind of liked, I think, was we saw like rabbits doing high jump, and it was like a competition.
Yes.
Like
with children.
Yeah, it was children who brought their pet rabbits in, and they won, I'm assuming, like a ribbon or a trophy if their bunny jumped the highest over, like, literally like a mini high jump.
If you've ever seen Anchorman, when Christina Applegate is commentating over the cat fashion show, that was like the announcer guy to the bunny jump.
Yeah, he was like kind of weirdly into it. But
I mean, how else do you describe it besides that?
yeah, no, it was interesting. It wasn't the what I expected to see at the end of our
9
trip.
inches for
Little bunny foo-foo.
Sir Hops a lot.
Right? But anyway, that brings us up to kind of the most recent things. We touched on this a little bit at our last episode on Monday, but he had his first overnight visit with someone else other than us when neither one of us were present. That was hard for me, per se, because I mean, he's 1.5 years, so it's like probably been a little too long for us to not have given that experience to him.
But it's also a lot.
But COVID happened last year. It's not like
it's a lot easier now, because if he was like 4 months old, like, oh, he gets a bottle every 2 hours and whatnot,
Right.
and you can do this and that, and you can only do tummy time for this long, and it's like he's 1.5. Like, feed him when he's hungry around the food times and give him snacks.
yeah, like his schedule is so much easier. Like he gets 3 meals, he like has 2 big snacks, and then like 1 long nap, and then no bottles anymore. So
Yep.
he just goes to bed.
But yeah, it's a lot easier to tell grandma and like
Yeah.
they don't have to have like a list saying like 10:30
Yeah.
to 11,
Right.
like feed him.
Yeah. So anyway, it was his first overnight visit without one of us there. And I was a little nerve-wracking, even though it was my parents and they have grandchildren and
two other grandchildren
yeah,
that are older.
who've stayed with them multiple times. But I don't know, like Theo, I don't know, he just has never been like social per se with them. Like he sees them every so often, but he usually has like one of us to be like his like,
Hey,
I'm done playing with these people now.
Is
Can
it okay?
I come by you
Yeah.
or what? So anyway, my mom said he did great. He ate well. He played with her and my dad. He played the piano with my dad while we were gone, and slept well, ate well. So it was a surprise.
mhm.
I'm glad. We'll have to take more away trips.
Yep.
The moms and dads of the world. But anyway,
It wasn't that.
it wasn't a long trip, I'll be honest.
No, it was just an overnight.
Yeah.
So in reality, he was dropped off at about 9, and we got back around 5 or 6 the next day.
Yeah.
So it was less than 48 hours.
We wanted to see him before he went down again, just because we missed him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it went very well. He surprised me, especially. My mom said he did great, and he enjoyed just being outside, which is what he likes to do here anyway. So that wasn't a big surprise to me. But yeah, that was a first for us and for him.
So we went to St. Louis and we came back, grabbed him, and then on the way up we hit this apple orchard type play. What would you call it? Play farm.
Yeah.
It is made for kids, so it
Yeah.
has
It's like play structures and mazes
and feed the goats and slide down the slide and go pick apples.
a train, and then
Mhm.
yeah, it's an apple orchard, so you can also just go pick apples or whatever they have picking that day.
First of all, dumb expensive for what you're really getting out of it.
Yeah,
They had
was.
their own little bakery and whatnot, but like we got like 2 tiny bags of apples, and then you get the rest of the park. But you had to buy everything.
yeah. So we were hoping to just go to the park portion of the apple orchard because we like to apple pick at a place a little closer to us, Elegant Farmer, because they have a great bakery. They have yummy
Great
apples. And so that was like an experience that we wanted to do like later in the fall when it's like apple picking season. So we really just wanted to stop because we wanted to first break up the trip a little bit because Theo's a little tricky in the car sometimes. He can make it like a half hour, 45 minutes, like pretty good. And then it just slowly goes downhill from there. And so this particular orchard...
Unless we go before a nap, and then he'll sleep
Yeah,
until
yeah.
the car stops moving,
Right.
which is tough.
Yeah. So this apple orchard was like right smack dab in the middle of our drive from my parents' house to our house. So we were like, yeah, let's just go and do it. It always looks cute from the road because we pass it every time we go down to my parents. And so we went there, like Aaron said, stupid expensive, and we weren't allowed to just go play at the farm part. That wasn't a separate purchase. Like you either bought bags.
You either had the
to
wristband
apple
or
pick.
you didn't.
Yeah. So you had to buy the smallest bags of apple picking in order to have access to the playground, which I thought was stupid. Like, come on. I don't know. So anyway.
I'll pay you $10 to just go play in the playground.
Right?
Is that fine?
I don't know. So the playground was pretty nice. Like, okay. He enjoyed going through this maze at first until he fell down on his ass on like a rock or something.
Yeah, so he slid down the slide, and there's probably a picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, just like went bloop, right in his butt. But of course, there was a rock right there.
Yeah, that was our bad.
So yeah, that would really hurt. And
so he recovered pretty quickly, though. He saw like there was this wooden train climber.
Yeah, what would you call it? Just like
a climber. He was
it's
able to
made out
climb
of
into
2x4s. You know.
Yeah, it's painted, fun colors, blah blah blah. He liked walking around and going through there, and then he climbed up the hay bales a couple times.
Basically, I mean, it was like a jungle gym / you could go through a maze, and there's giant slide, and like, you know how it is.
It ended up being like an expensive playground that we thought maybe we'd be paying like $10 for him to go, and
it ended up being like $50.
Yeah, because we had to buy bags for apples. So we, of course, went apple picking quick. Apple picking, Aaron went while I was occupying Theo, and Aaron picked all the Honeycrisp apple he could find.
Mm-hmm. Some big ones, some small ones, so you can have them.
Yep. Theo loves apples, so he'll eat it just like
an apple.
Us now. Like he doesn't need it cut up or anything; he just gnaws on it. But yeah, so that was a little disappointing because of the price of it all. But overall, it was a great stop. He was fine the rest of the trip, so it worked.
And we learned to not go back.
Yeah.
After that, then the next day, we went to the Milwaukee County Zoo. And that was, I would say, great.
That was great. He did a great job. We bought our tickets and the parking pass right away, so we got in like a breeze.
Yep, they scanned the QR code.
We went to all his favorite animals, avoided the farm animals because he's already been there, done that this summer, and didn't love it.
So the Milwaukee County Zoo kind of has different sections of like, this is kind of like the African sort of animals section. Here's kind of like the farm animal section. This is kind of like the mammal, fish.
Yeah.
And, you know, you kind of walk your own path.
Yep. And it was nice. He loved it. We saw the penguins right away. He liked watching that.
Gorillas.
The gorillas. We saw the aquatics, the fish.
He liked the fish.
That a lot.
Loved the fish.
Because he could stand kind of in their window.
In the window, yeah.
In the window place. And so he was like right up against the glass, and the fish were, of course, right by them.
Yeah.
He loved the fish. He loved the giraffe and elephants.
Mm-hmm. Because not every
day. We didn't
see
a bear.
Yep.
My favorite animal we didn't see.
It was just a grizzly bear with his head sticking out of the water.
And it just wasn't. It was hard to see, I guess, because he was just full body underwater except like his head.
And it's like, oh, like that's a bear, but like he's not doing anything. It's 100 degrees out, and he doesn't want to do anything.
Fair enough. But yeah, so the zoo was awesome. We walked around for a little over an hour. He enjoyed it. He was able to run around because it was kind of in the earlier part of the morning where it wasn't like packed there. And so anytime that it was kind of quieter by like where we were watching or looking, we just let him run around, and he loved that.
He does like doing that, and I think that's important for like kids to like not be in a stroller for 2.5 hours and like get them out, let them run.
As long as you can. I mean, obviously, if it was busier, like child snatchers, I wasn't going to let him like run around amongst the strangers. But no, it was pretty quiet. So he ran around. What I love about the zoo is that you're able to bring your own food and snacks and everything. So he sat in his stroller for a good 20 minutes while we were walking around and looking at animals, snacking on his little chickpea Cheeto things.
Yeah.
And drinking water, and so that was nice. I don't think he would have lasted as long if we weren't able to like bring a snack or have food and water. But yeah, zoo was like an 8 out of 10 for sure. It was just hot,
and
we probably would have done a lot longer.
Similar to the apple orchard, if he was like 3 years old, he would have enjoyed it a lot more. But because he's only 1.5 and he only wants to do specific things, it's like
for a short amount of time. Like he liked looking at everything, but it was like, okay, moving on. I want to run. I want to go to the next thing.
And you really can't appreciate like how big a hippopotamus or a rhinoceros is. Just like, hey, there it is. Hey.
We didn't see any hippos.
We didn't see any hippos, but we did see a rhinoceros.
We didn't see lions. We didn't see tiger. The tiger den was empty.
I bet you we really didn't look very hard.
I did. We walked around the whole thing.
But there's a different section of the cats.
Oh,
I guess.
Well, we didn't see those common animals. He liked the monkeys, the big ones, small ones. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
We only
fish, Mary said.
Yeah, we saw the fish.
We tried to go into like the bat, like nocturnal animal one. First of all, can't see a goddamn thing.
No.
Second of all, there's like,
and you're driving a stroller. Like it's not just me and Aaron walking
driving a stroller.
It.
Plus, there was like a family with like they had 2 like
giant strollers
and motorized carts,
like 4 other older kids
getting run over. Like, yeah.
Well, and so Theo, I thought he'd be like a little freaked out by how dark it was. When we stepped out, he was like lounging, like Cheeto dust all over.
Like, I just
like
took
that was fine, no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so things that I just wanted to do like a quick, smaller section of Theo's adventure episode, where we talk about things that like he didn't necessarily like at the beginning of summer, but now quite enjoys.
Yeah.
Aside from like his swinging, we all know he loved the swing right away. But like one thing that he didn't necessarily like at the beginning, but now likes is water play.
Yeah.
We got this water table and the splash pad, and he just loves it now.
He knows how the hose works.
We kind of have it out like every day now. Like it's just out.
If he gets
we'll
wet,
fill it with water. Because we fill our bird baths every day, and so we kind of just fill his water table every day.
A new thing today was that he took the little cups and was filling the bird bath.
Oh, yeah. And then a newer thing, too, lately is that we'll put on the hose on, like, the mist setting and just stand it up because our hose has, like, a stander.
A fancy guy.
I don't know if it's fancy.
I don't know.
We didn't even realize it until this year that it could, like, stand upright. But anyway, we put it on the mist setting for like 10 minutes and then we turn it off and then it like lasts for another 10 minutes. And he'll just run through the mister and...
Which is great because he'll get wet and he'll get like that little chill, but he won't get soaked.
Soaking wet. Yeah, dripping, soppy wet. So that's been good. He also loves his sandbox now more so than the end of the summer. He's still not super into it, but I think he has a sandbox at daycare that he enjoys, so I think he knows what to do with it, but he's got more fun things to do here.
He'll just kick ass at it for like 2 minutes and then be like, all right, back to the water.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're all wet, now you're all sandy, and now you're going to get all wet again.
Right.
It's like...
And then a few other just random things is that he actually plays with our dog Flynn now, like with Flynn's toys, or like he'll throw tennis balls at Flynn while he's in the swing, which is kind of funny. It's the factor though is that Flynn
is bad.
Yeah, he's not good at playing with him, but Theo enjoys it. Like he'll grab Theo's or Flynn's toys and try to play with him, and sometimes he'll play, and sometimes he's like, "Fuck off, kid."
A very good fun game is playing tug of war, where I'm actually holding it, and Theo is like, I'm in the middle. I'm holding it basically in the middle, and I'm fighting off Flynn, who's 60 pounds and very strong.
Yes.
And would just rip Theo off his feet.
Oh yeah, rip Theo off his feet. You know, like rip his arm out of his socket, probably. Like,
but he finds it hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah. And then the last kind of fun thing that he likes to do is like he goes like this whenever he hears like an airplane, a bird. If he sees the wind blowing the trees, he likes to point that out.
Mm-hmm. The moon.
And then the moon and airplanes. He discovered the moon on his own. Like one time he was just like, what
the fuck is that?
pretty much in
Hey.
his toddler gibberish. I was like, oh, that's the moon, kid. And now like every time he's like pointing at the sky and looking at me like, where's the moon?
And of course it's like summer, so like he doesn't see the moon. Like he
No.
goes to sleep when it's still light out.
And so like he saw it during the daytime, obviously, when you can see the moon sometimes. And he loves finding it. And airplanes, he like if he hears one, he'll just like automatically go like this.
It's nice because we have our own airport.
Yeah.
So there'll be kind of like smaller kind of planes, and they just kind of fly everywhere.
Yeah. And then we play with any and all kind of balls, the Little Tikes classic, like Flintstone car type of looking thing. And he's got a wagon.
He has a slide that, you know, we just found on Amazon. for
Little
like,
Tikes, I believe.
like $30.
He does okay with that. He's not super into it, but he does okay.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, what else is there? I
Not really anything.
think
like
that's really it.
he in the wagon. I'll like walk him around our like the perimeter of our yard, and our yard kind of goes down like a steep hill. So anytime I'm at the top of it, I'm like, "You ready?" And he like holds on to the sides of it, and then it's like, that's fun. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I think that's kind of it. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please subscribe if you are new here or if you enjoyed the episode. But we hope you have a great weekend. And cheers, everyone. Happy Friday.
Cheers.
That was a good cheers.
Mm-hmm.